YouTube, what it is, it's your boy Diesel from Diesel TV. All right, man, here with another video. All right, man, I want to come to you guys today and talk to a little bit about carrying concealed, man. Concerns that I've seen with people that have carried concealed. You know, as I've told you guys before, that I am former law enforcement. I did 15 years of law enforcement. I'm still certified as a law enforcement officer. I'm just not currently actively working right now. But I just wanted to come and tell you about some of the situations and things that have happened from people that are carrying concealed because they've been either negligent or they're not in the right mindset to carry concealed or something like that. So I also had a request from one of my subscribers. It was BW7085, and he wanted an in-depth video of holsters and how I wear them. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys some of the holsters that I wear. It's nothing special to them, man, because holsters have gotten so expensive, especially when you're talking about Kydex, man. When I first started buying guns, I could buy a Kydex holster for like 20 bucks, man. Now they're going for like 65, 70. I've seen some for $150 for a Kydex holster. And man, it's just hard for me to pay that much for a holster, a Kydex holster, when they didn't really cost that much in the first place. All right, so getting on to it, man. First and foremost, man, carrying concealed, man. And this is what I tell people when I'm training them, man. You want to be in the right mindset to carry concealed. First of all, why are you carrying concealed? That's one of the questions that you need to ask yourself, okay? And you also need to mentally prepare yourself if something were to happen, what you are going to do. Because a lot of people don't prepare themselves and they do things on a knee-jerk reaction when really they shouldn't have done it, okay? And I'll get into that a little bit more later on in this. Hopefully this isn't too long of a video for you guys. So first of all, what I ask myself is, why do I carry concealed? And my only answer is to protect me and my family, okay? Even when I was actively working in law enforcement and, you know, I did a shift work and all that stuff, I still, when I was carrying concealed and I had my family with me, my only concern was my family. Okay, and the reason why that was is because I didn't want to get into something that could potentially harm my family or harm myself to where I couldn't go home, because the main thing you want to do is go home, okay? So that's what you need to ask yourself is, you know, why are you carrying concealed? Another thing you want to ask yourself is, what are the laws in your state? I'm here in North Carolina, so the laws are here, man, to carry a concealed weapon. You have to take a concealed carry course, which is an 8-hour course. You have to shoot and all that stuff and pass, and you have to carry your concealed carry card. Whenever approached by law enforcement, you have to let them know you are a concealed carry card holder and that you are carrying concealed. I would suggest, even if you are not carrying, to let them know that you do have a concealed carry, you know, permit, because you never know what kind of police officer you're going to run into, and some of them are just butts and assholes when it comes to, you didn't let me know you would have a concealed carry permit, when really they don't necessarily have to by law. Only time you have to let them know is if you're actually carrying concealed. So I always tell my friends, man, you just never know what kind of police officer you're going to run into, and if he's got his ass on his shoulders or something like that, and he just wants to know everything about you without asking. So you want to know those laws and how to operate when it comes to those laws. I'm not going to get into detail on what the laws are here, how you're supposed to do it here, and things like that. All right, the next important thing, man, is training, man. You want to train carrying that weapon concealed. You have to train carrying that weapon concealed, because muscle memory is one of the most important things when it comes to a fight, any kind of fight. Muscle memory is one of the most important things. So you want to make sure your body is used to drawing that weapon from a concealed point, how you're going to present that weapon, firing that weapon from concealed, things of that sort, man, because just going to a gun range and shooting your gun compared to pulling it out of a holster and shooting it are two totally different things, man. So you just want to make sure you have that training that you need to carry concealed. All right, so then what you want to do is you want to get used to carrying that weapon. All right, what I've done with all the weapons that I carry concealed, man, I carry it in the house everywhere I go. All right, I got one on right now, and I'll show you guys. As you can see, I've got my Glock 19 on. And as I told y'all before, man, this is not one of my concealable weapons. I do carry it concealed, but you can see that there is a big print. I'm printing on the side and you can see it through my shirt. So this would not be a very good concealable weapon, but I still carry it because I just like my Glock. I like the way I shoot it, and I feel a lot more comfortable with my Glock than I do with a lot of my other guns. So you want to make sure that you get a gun, you get a weapon or a gun that is concealable, man, if that's what you're trying to do. Again, that goes back to what exactly are you trying to do, and we'll get into a little bit more of that later on. All right. When it comes to being comfortable with your weapon, man, I see a lot of people that walk around with concealed weapons, and I can just tell they got a weapon on them. I guess it's just from experience or whatever, but I can look at somebody and tell if they have a weapon on them for the most of the time anyway. And most of the time, it's easy to tell because they're tugging at their shirt or doing something like that. Usually you'll see somebody, if they're just tugging at the bottom of their shirt, and what they do, this is exactly what they do. Always fixing their shirt, always tugging at the bottom, always tugging at the back, you know, things of that sort. You can pretty much tell they got something on them that they're trying to hide, and most likely it's gonna be a firearm. Well, not most likely. A lot of the times it's going to be a firearm, man, and that's part of the training that you get in law enforcement, what to look for if somebody has a weapon on them. If they're tugging at their shirt or tugging at a piece of clothing for no reason, or always checking a piece of clothing, like patting their pockets or something like that, then most likely they got something in there that they shouldn't have, a weapon or something like that. So that's what you want to get used to when it comes to carrying. You want to get used to carrying it to where you're not always checking to make sure or making sure it's hidden or something like that. With my Glock, man, I don't even check for it or nothing because I know it's not a really concealable gun. So it's almost like open carry. Like I just carry it because like I said, I like it, and you're gonna see it regardless if I try to hide it or not, man, because it's so hard to hide with that magazine extension on it. So I don't even check that gun while I'm carrying it. All right, another thing you want to get used to is where you're going to carry that gun. And when I say that is because I don't appendix carry. I'm a bigger guy, you know what I'm saying? On the off seasons when I'm not in the gym or whatever, like now because of this COVID, man, I'm getting a little soft, actually. Getting a little soft. But when it comes to how I carry, I always carry on my side, and it's not, my reasoning for carrying on my side is totally different from somebody else's. The reason why I carry mine on my side all the time is because as a police officer, you carry it on the side. So I don't want to change that up by carrying it in my back or appendix carrying when full time as a police officer, I carry it on my side, and that's where my muscle memory goes to go for my gun is on my side. So I didn't want to switch that up, so I kept it on my side. Either if I'm wearing inside the waistband holster or outside the waistband holster, it's going to be in that same spot, that same general area that I carry my gun. So that's what you need to come up with also when it comes to carrying concealed or just carrying a weapon outside or open carry. That's what you need to think about is like where exactly you're gonna carry it, man. And you want to carry it in the same place every time, so it's not a guessing game of where you got it, because when the shit hits the fan, man, I'm telling you, you could really miss that gun and you could think it's one place when it's really not. All right, now I've heard of people carrying on their ankle, and I've just heard too many horror stories of carrying concealed weapon on your ankle. So I don't condone it. I really frown upon it. I don't think it's safe. When you go for that gun, all somebody has to do is shoot you in the back of the head. You know, that was something that was always told to us and told to me in the classes that I took in law enforcement, is that, you know, you want something above your waist so you don't have to bend over and get it if something were to happen. So carrying on your ankle is just something, now this is my personal opinion, is just something that I just don't even touch on because I don't feel like it's a safe place to carry. But some instances it's better to have a gun on you than not. So you know, there might be some room for carrying on your ankle. I just don't feel like there is anything for me. So on the holster thing, like I told y'all before, man, so this is one of the holsters I carry with my P365, okay? All right, this is my P365. I carry this a lot, man. This is one of my go-tos when it comes to carrying. But I have a We the People holster, all right? This holster was like 35 bucks, man, and it is a great holster, man. I'm gonna show y'all in the video, in this next clip, that it fits good in my pants. It goes inside the waistband. I don't have to worry about it really printing that much because, like I said, I'm a big guy and I don't have to worry about it printing that much. So it's real easy for me to hide my 365 when I'm carrying it. I can wear multiple shirts. I can wear a t-shirt, I can wear a polo or a button down, and it was still. Now, when it comes to my 19, as you can see, it's a regular Kydex holster. All right, it's got the cutout for the light and the hollow sun. Okay, now as you can see with this holster, man, it's just a regular outside the waistband holster. All right, now with some shirts that I wear with this holster, like a button down shirt, it will hide it pretty good. It will hide it to the point where you won't even be able to see that I do have a weapon on. So that's another thing to consider too, like how big are your clothes that you're wearing whenever you do carry. All right. Now, a lot of people say you shouldn't pocket carry. All right. Now, when I carry my guns, 90% of the time there's going to be one in the chamber. All right. When I carry this 365 and I have it in this holster, there is one in the chamber. Okay. Always. When I carry my 19, matter of fact, there's one in the chamber right now. Okay. And that's just how I do it. You know, I always carry one in the chamber. All right. Hold on. Let me put this back in that mag. All right. So I always carry one in the chamber, but there are some times where I don't carry one in the chamber, and that's when I'm carrying my pocket gun. Okay, a lot of people frown on pocket carry, when it comes to pocket carry, I only pocket carry this 380. It's Glock 42. It's a 380. I carry it when I'm in the yard, man. If I'm cutting my grass, or if I am, doing something around the house and I got some shorts on or some sweatpants on or something like that, I usually just throw it in my pocket and I go on my way in the yard or whatever. I usually do not carry this outside of my property. Now, there has been times where I've had some basketball shorts on or something like that, and the basketball shorts were not the ones that had the drawstring and they had a pocket in them. I throw it in the pocket there, but putting the holster in some pants with drawstring, it just really makes it awkward. And that gun is a little bit heavier than the 42. So there are times when I do pocket carry. There is nothing wrong with pocket carrying if you train. Now, keeping one in the chamber in your pocket is one of the dumbest things that you can do, because that gun could go off unless you have a pocket holster, which they do make pocket holsters. I just haven't gotten one. I'm not going to get one because I don't pocket carry enough. So you could carry in your pocket, and it'll be just as good as carrying on your waist, depending on how you train and all that stuff. Now, for me, it's not just as good because I train more with it outside the waistband. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is, what I really want to do is, I want to start carrying this 320 X carry, this SIG P320 X carry is what I want to start carrying. Okay, and the main reason is because I have a bigger handle on it, to where my purchase is a lot better whenever I go to present, and I can handle this gun a lot better than I can this 365. This 365 is just so much smaller in my hands, and it's really not that big of a difference in the size. Okay, because I'm a bigger guy, so I can hide this 320X carry pretty well. It holds 15 rounds. I'll probably put an extension on it to where it gets 17 or 18 rounds in it or something like that. Only thing is finding a holster for it. I've had a hard time finding a holster for this Olight PL Mini. I've had a very hard time finding a holster for that, but I found one on QVO. I think it's QVO. Quick buying over, and I think I'm gonna get a holster from them. Once I get that holster in, man, I'm gonna start carrying this. This is probably gonna be one of my go-tos, because I'm gonna put my hollow sun sight on there, and I'm gonna start carrying that. All right, so let's talk about the next thing, man. And the next thing is, I've seen all these YouTube videos and training videos of what you can do when you're carrying, what happens and all this stuff, but nobody talks about what you should be prepared for after you're involved in a shooting or during the time that a shooting is going on. All right, so let's talk about that. My time in law enforcement, one of the training classes that I had was with the DEA, and one of the things that they specifically trained on was that if you have to pull out your weapon for any circumstances when it came to you being undercover, you want to make sure that if you have to discharge that weapon or anything like that, and everything is said and done, put your weapon up. Put it somewhere or something like that, because an officer coming on the scene that has gotten a call over the radio that there's an active shooter is going to go for the first person they see with a gun that doesn't have a uniform on. You not wearing a uniform, you want to make sure that you keep yourself safe in that situation, and that officer does not accidentally shoot you when they should have been going for somebody else. And that's another reason why I say, you know, sometimes it's best to run away from the fight than it is run into the fight, because then you're worried about a police officer shooting you, and you're worried about the actual person that's shooting you. Okay. There was a video that I saw in my training class to where a guy was just, you know, going through the whole city and shooting people, and he got into a truck. Undercover narcotics officer went, dumped his magazine into that guy, and the guy, you know, was disabled. He was stopped and everything like that. And the officer put his gun down on the ground and put his hands up when the first police officer showed up. And, you know, those are the kind of things that you need to think about, what you're going to do when something like that happens and you see a police officer, because that officer has no idea what your intentions are coming onto the scene. One of my main concerns when I was working narcotics is getting shot by another police officer, man. That was one of the main concerns I had. Even, you know, when it comes to a uniform at night, there has been situations where a police officer has been shot in the back because that officer doesn't realize that they have a uniform. There's nothing on the back. That's why you see a lot of these departments going to putting patches that say police on the back of their uniforms, because they want something in the back of them to identify them. When you're wearing regular clothes, you don't have anything identifying you as a good Samaritan or not. So just keep that in mind. So you want to think about that also, man. All these things are things that you need to think about when carrying concealed or open carrying, when you have a weapon on you and you're planning on defending someone or yourself. Those are the things you need to think about. The main reason I made this video is because I've seen a lot of videos of somebody carrying concealed and they end up getting killed because they wanted to protect other people. And there is nothing wrong with that. People, please don't take this the wrong way. I just want to reiterate, please don't take this the wrong way when I say this, okay? Me personally, I carry concealed off duty to protect me and my family. Nobody else. That's it. Me and my family. I chose to carry a gun because I did not want to rely on law enforcement to protect me. Now, that is one of law enforcement's jobs, is to protect and serve. So my feelings on that is, why am I putting my life in danger to not get paid to protect somebody else when I could ultimately get killed behind protecting that person? Okay, so I saw a video, and the reason why I came, because I saw a video the other day where a guy was in Walmart. He was in customer service. Man walked in the door, fired one round into the ceiling. That's one strike, okay? And I'll explain my strikes when I get done with this story, all right? The man goes down the aisle, walks to the back of the store, and he starts shooting again. That's 2 strikes, all right? The guy that was in customer service had a gun on him. He ran to the back of the store, pulled his gun out, and he was shot by a female that was with the guy he didn't know that was with him. That's 3 strikes. He's out. He got killed. And the reason why my strikes are because the first time he fired that weapon was a get out of jail free card, man. You could have just ran out of that store and been good. The second time he fired those rounds, he could have still ran away. And the third time he chose to engage, and that's when he got shot in the back of his head. And it could have been avoided, from what I'm saying. Now, I'm not aware if they killed anybody else in that Walmart or anything, if he was just shooting his gun or whatever. I don't know if he killed anybody else. I know he killed that one guy the female killed that one guy. But as far as anybody else that was killed or shot or anything like that, I'm unaware of. But mentally, when it comes to me carrying a gun concealed off duty, not as a police officer, I don't feel like anybody should go out of their way to protect other people that have chosen not to protect themselves. And I know a lot of people might take this the wrong way. I hope a lot of people don't take this the wrong way, and it might get me into some trouble or something like that, but that's just how I feel. If you have chosen to carry a firearm, you have made the choice to protect yourself. If you have chosen not to carry a firearm, you have chosen to put yourself in a situation to where if you're presented with a firearm, you will not be able to protect yourself. Me as a citizen, not as a police officer, me as a regular citizen should not carry that burden to protect you because you chose not to protect yourself, okay? And that's what I'm talking about, the mental aspect of it, man. You have to mentally tell yourself what you are going to prepare for in certain situations, how you're going to handle those situations, what you could do if there's a way out, if you're going to run away, if you're not going to run away. I would highly suggest that if you have an opportunity to run away, you should run away. You just never know what somebody else's training is. You never know how many people are involved, how many people they have with them, things of that sort that are going on when it comes to people involved in shootings that just sometimes and a lot of times don't work out for the good Samaritan, okay? Hey man, if you feel some type of way about what I just said, man, let's talk about it, man. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you agree with me, man, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about that, man. I just really feel like a lot of people step in and get themselves hurt when they had every way of getting away, you know, safely and with their life intact. So just hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think about that, man. That is something that I've heard both sides of it. You know, there are certain situations where I feel like somebody should step in and help out. That particular situation where he had to run all the way back to the store, I just don't feel like he should have went all out of his way like that to do it. Now, if that guy would have came into customer service and started blasting, okay, I fully understand that. But when somebody walks past you and has no attention on you or anybody around you or anything like that, and he walks all the way to the back of the store, you follow him to the back of the store, I just don't feel like that was something that a regular citizen should do. Like I said before, that's what the police get paid for, and they do a pretty good job at it. Police are paid to run to the fight. Citizens are not paid. They should run away from the fight. And that's just my belief of it, man. That's just how I feel. So like I said, man, let me know in the comments of what you think, man. I appreciate all the support that I've been getting in this channel. Trying to come up with some more content, man. Let me know what you guys want me to speak on, talk about. If there's any questions, let me know in the comments. I reply to all my comments, man. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. And y'all know what it is. I'm out because my phone's going off.